Hey, welcome everybody. We seem to have lost Dexter. Typical. Podcast number 139. I have a funny feeling this one is going to be a little janky today. Nothing wrong with the people we're having on, obviously. The YBC Nationals 2022 review that we're going to be doing. But haven't seen you guys in a while. How's it going?
Yeah.
Tim, where are you at, bud? That's not Sherwood Bowl.
No, I'm live on location. I'm in Heartland Bowl right now, hanging out with our buddy Robert Gallagher.
Oh, did you sign with the Heartland Kingpins?
No.
He won't show up much anyway.
I thought that was
No. I'm still with a winning team, right? So I mean that's not all that matters at this moment. So no, I'm just down here for a little R&R. We're just out at Old McDonald camping and didn't want to miss this podcast, so I just drove the 20 minutes to come in here and to hop on. Yeah.
Nice work.
Yeah.
Kerry, fall season. What's going on, bud? How's the arm feeling? You're getting some people out at first, or what do you double plays?
Yeah.
What's your role?
Our arm's all good right now. We just won our third championship in a row, so the rest of my summer's wide open now.
Nice. Good job, bud.
I hear he could be sparing on another league here soon. Maybe. I'm looking.
We'll
we might be looking for a few spares here. Some couple ringers on our team.
We will see.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna need you. We gotta pummel some people.
Get us over the hump.
Yeah.
Don't need to see relegation. What, Tim Dex? Your team's not doing so well, bud?
Our team's doing real good. We just had a problem with the team last week.
Oh.
Things almost got thrown down. It was getting heated. It was getting real heated.
It was almost like it wasn't about pine tar, but you know how George Brett and the pine tar incident. It was like that in the home run rule. It's almost pretty close, similar to that, and it would have been a made-for-TV moment. That's all I have to say.
I feel like Katie Rayner was probably right in there chirping at him.
Yeah,
Katie kind of held back, but
Mark Doss, and Chris Hislop.
We're all competitive people, and we're half decent ball players. We're not superstars, but we're half decent. But we're playing in rec league. Like, it is the lowest league in the Edmonton Sport and Social Club, with a team that's like destroying everybody. Like, their run differential is like over 100. So they're destroying people. We faced them last week. Our team is pretty decent. We're actually ahead of them after 4 or 5 innings. But we had a set home run limit, and then they just outright started lying about how many home runs they had so they could beat us. They started cheating because they might finally lose a game, and we called them out on it, and they didn't like it much. So,
Dan, did you win or did they win?
Oh no, they won.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they won.
They got their way.
I'm not bitter at all though.
Not at all. Still talking about it a week later.
Yeah. Hey, but you know what? A sign of a great team. What happened? We mercied the other team in 4 yesterday. So, sign of a great team. Yesterday we came back against all odds, and we mercied the team in 4.
All odds.
So you're the second place team in the league that's destroying everybody by a 50-run differential.
No. We're the 4th place team. But that's. I mean, we talk.
You know it's a great league when there's a mercy rule after 4 innings.
No, it's just 20 runs after any inning. So we just did it in the shortest amount of innings.
20. Oh, yeah, I gotcha.
We also found this thing called HGH. So, I mean, it's really been great for us.
Oh, yeah. Hope that works in your bowling game.
I don't need HGH. I do not need to grow any more than I've grown.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's really been great for us. Perfect.
So, what about those pro league teams? I see some changes, some new teams come out, new logos. How about the new logo you guys did? That looks great.
Yeah, there's the new league logo, so the 5-Pin Universe Pro League, just sort of shortened it to the 5PL. And obviously wanted to just make something that was, specific to the 5PL. And every other professional league out there has a logo, so it was time for us to design our own. I think it looks fantastic. We've got it out there now. I mean, the number of shares and the number of comments, it's just cool to see, right? The hard work that we're putting in. A lot of the teams, we have been making some announcements, roster announcements. all of the forms have gone out to all of the teams from last year and the new ones this year, and they're trickling in as far as calendar dates of requests. So if anybody's listening to this and you're on a team, your team hasn't sent in their calendar request, that's kind of the most important. We need to build a schedule, right? So Tim, we'll get together, the crew. There's the logo right there.
The logo
We'll get
looks
together
fantastic.
here soon and start building this schedule out. We've sort of loosely basing it on last year, the 16 weeks from last year. We kind of know when a lot of the Masters or the WCBT events are, or some of the, the Open, Provincials, and Nationals. So we're just asking teams to block out the times that they know they can't play, and we'll work around it. That's the fun of it. So, the Heartland Kingpins got their announcement out there. A few of them are coming in, and as they are, we're just kind of flipping them into something special and fun for them. I think the cool thing, guys, is that all the teams, or a lot of them, are building their own Facebook pages.
Yeah.
Right. I see Next Gen out there, promoting their players. I see other teams out there. You guys have the Dream Crushers have a page. So it's cool, right? Everybody's jumping aboard and wanting to promote it. Robert Gallagher, to him, he made the post last week, and he's really looking to promote that professional team in Stettler, which is fantastic. A small community that now can hopefully get behind a pro team. So, as a league and as commissioner, the way we can help. I mean, that's what we want to do. So support and help, and let's grow this thing.
I was just talking to him about that here. I think it's really cool how the town has really kind of come behind the Heartland Kingpins here, right? I know we have teams in Edmonton and Sherwood Park and all that, but we're just a blip in the radar with them. But Stettler really, really looks forward to having them behind them on there, and then they're really supporting them. So I think it's kind of a feel good story that the 5PL has done on that aspect.
Oh, yeah, I gotta give Robert props for the oldest manager out there, hands down. He's been the guy that's promoted the team the hardest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Holy Rollers have the page too, up in GP. It's good, and any support that the 5PL can give to the individual teams out there that want to grow their market. We're going to be doing some merchandise coming up soon. We're going to be doing some, banners for all the teams. Home of the Bombers, or home of the Mad Hatters, or home of the Bandits, or whatever you are, right? So every team is going to get a banner that they can put down on their what do you call it, the face mask at the front.
Masking unit.
It's funny because Victor on our team, he messaged me last week, was like, hey, have you guys thought about maybe having a banner that says home of whatever team? I was like, yeah, it's in the works. Yeah. He's like,
yeah,
so
something.
It wasn't my great idea.
I think the dimensions he gave me was 34 or something inches deck. So we're going to go 30 inches by 4 feet, right? So that'll be the width that somebody can put up a little banner. It's not going to be 50 feet long or anything, but it's going to be something enough that's going to have some advertising component into the centers.
That's awesome.
So yeah, more rosters, everything. Once you send again, we'll make announcements and we'll drum up some steam. But all good on the 5PU on the 5PL front.
Awesome! Can't wait.
Yeah, it's awesome.
We'll I think out throughout this month, obviously we got to start working on the technical directors, some of the instruction package, some of the commentator scheduling, some of that stuff. And then, also a little bit of a board of directors, a little bit of representation from all of the user groups and all of the groups out there that we can come together to help guide this thing. So it doesn't just turn into, a 1-man or a 4-man show. There's a board that's guiding the professionalism and what we're looking to do. So whether you're a fan, side of it, proprietor side of it, it would be nice to have representation, team manager, team players, sponsors, technical guys, commentators, right? So some leadership from all of these areas, part of the governing board, I think is important going forward. Financial, obviously, rules committee, all these little delegations of roles. So it makes many hands make light work, right? And we're all going down towards the same goal at the end of the day.
Totally agree. We've been having to push towards that direction for a long time. I'm glad we are.
Yeah,
we need more hands.
Yeah, and it just, you set it up and you make it easy for people to join and contribute. In a meaningful way. That's what we're looking for. We're setting this up for everybody else to enjoy. Let's get some involvement. Well, what's 24 teams, 8 players per team, assuming all teams, loaded up. That's 192 players that will be in the league, along with 24 managers and 24, well, not 24 bowling centers, but 24 franchises. That's pretty solid. We're well
That's
over
huge.
200 people that are part of this, all the way from Vancouver Island to Newfoundland.
Yeah, it's awesome. Lots of great representation.
Yeah. And there's some I'm really excited about too. Some of these teams that are coming in. The Motor City Mayhem. I've got that roster. I haven't done the full announcement yet, but I mean that's a solid team from Southern Ontario, pulling out of Nebs.
I think any teams are going to be really good.
Oh, for sure they are. Yeah,
they're all going to be scary. They're all going to be scary coming out there. Yeah.
Quebec especially.
Well, they're coming to take down the Dream Crushers. Right?
Well,
somebody has to challenge us.
Somebody has to step up.
It's definitely not the Bombers, right? So
Who knows?
That was the joke, Tim. That was the joke.
Jesus.
We just let it hang out there. And
Yeah.
so it's like, no, gotta shove it home.
Hey, we're making the schedule. I'm putting us in the opposite divisions. The Bombers don't want to face the Dream Crushers. Stay away.
Hey, so I guess that's a good question. So we have the original 6 and 6 on each division. Now with the other 6 and 6, are we gonna do a draft on each side? So like we're not going to realign the other original 6 teams, right? So then the other 6 will just be reassigned.
Well, I don't know. I think we'll have to talk about that league office, right, to see, because now you've got Vancouver Island and you've got Newfoundland, so there might need to be some realignment within the original divisions.
Yep.
So.
Okay.
Logistics, Tim. It's a big
so
part
as
of it.
we start sitting down, Tim, it will be a random draw. I'm not being serious at all. The Bombers and the Dream Crushers. It'll end up being what it is, but there'll be a randomness component to it as well. But I can guarantee you that Vancouver Island will not be in the same pool as Newfoundland.
There's no
that's
way
about as much as I can guarantee you. That's a good starting point.
Yeah, 4.5 hour time changes.
Likely you're going to have the 2 Eastern teams in that Newfoundland pool, right?
Yeah.
It makes realistic sense to have a bit more of an East-West, but the central ones they'll be mixed around.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fun. Good to be part of.
Awesome.
Anybody got any comments or thoughts or wants to, chime in? We're happy to listen.
You know what? I got 2 teams that are already asked how to get involved this year already. This last 2 days. Tom Williams from Northern Ontario sent me one, and
nice.
Jeff Bourne sent me one. I haven't replied back to his email today.
Oh, nice. They want to be playing next year.
Well, they wanted this year. How do we get in? But it's kind of it's too late to the show. But you know what?
Yeah.
We can get them the information for next year, right? So
Totally.
Yeah, and that's what we'll have to figure out throughout the year is who's coming in, and how do we expand again, or do we do a relegation round?
Yeah.
So let's not get carried away, but that's
that's
how do we do that, guys?
That's a commish problem, right?
Yeah, you betcha.
All right.
No, shall we talk about what we're here for?
Yes. Let's bring them in.
All right, Tim, go ahead. Let's rally the troops. Who's first?
All right, so we're going to bring our first guest in all the way from Newfoundland, Labrador, our senior girls singles champion, Amy Harris.
Hey, Amy.
Hi, Amy.
Hi guys.
How's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
Excellent. Good. Congratulations, first of all.
You. Thank you.
I sat here and I watched, looked through the stats, and I was trying to decipher how it all went. And I think we got it straight now. You were phenomenal the entire weekend. At the end of this, I'm glad that you won. You averaged huge. You averaged 256 over that week. 12 and a half points. So you lost what, 2.5 games?
Yeah. And I tied one. Well, yeah, tie.
Yeah.
And it was the very last game that you tied too.
Yep, it was.
And I feel like that last game ended up being a really big tie for you too, right? Because if she ends up winning that match, does she get the first seed in that pool?
I still would have been the first seed for like the pool A thing because
Okay.
I had the higher average.
Okay, it wasn't head to head.
No, but winning
Okay.
by points just makes it better.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, averaging
Did you
256, phenomenal.
did you know that going in? Did you know that going in, Amy, that it didn't matter where that game finished up, that
Yeah.
you were
Going
be
into
first?
that game, I knew like even if I lost, I still would have been the first seed by average.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Chloe
But
was a little bit significantly lower than you in average, so it wasn't like you were going to throw a zero and then she was going to pass you.
yeah.
Yeah, cool.
That's awesome. So then you basically had your path to the one side. You faced Sherry Wedge, right?
Yes, from PEI.
And you win by 1.
I don't even remember that game. Like that was absolutely insane.
That's crazy. So you finish the round robin and you tie the last game, and then you win the next game by 1. Crazy.
How did it go down in the 10th frame? What happened?
Well, I finished last because the first seed started first, finished last. So in the 10th frame, I went right end pin, barely spared it, and then threw a really heavy shot and left the left end pin up to win by 1.
Oh.
So I was
Wow.
there like shaking.
Your adrenaline
Like,
must have been just
yeah.
going. Yeah.
But you had to hit the middle and obviously leave a corner to win.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So that's making the shot when you need it is hitting the middle and hitting the little pocket, whatever it is, thick or not,
Well,
you still got enough.
I turned around to my aunt at one point and I was like, how close is it? Because I was just so like too into it. I couldn't even do the math myself.
Yeah.
So I came back and looked at my score and I was like,
No kidding. Kudos to you to be able to hold it together for that kind of shot too.
I don't know how I did.
Well, yeah. I do find it interesting that you didn't have choice of whether you went first or second,
We only had choice in the gold medal game.
because
I think.
okay, yeah, that's interesting.
If it is Adex, like you're the highest seed and you're being told that you have to go first,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right, to finish last. Whereas in a lot of things, typically the higher seed just gets the choice, regardless of what match you're in.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's
So-
what I would have chosen anyways, so
Okay.
I wasn't mad about it.
And it worked out well, and you threw a clutch shot to win, and yeah, that's awesome. And then you go on and you face Michaela in the gold medal match, who we know very well out here is a phenomenal bowler. And you bowled unreal again, 265 especially after winning a game by 1. Was that next match immediately after?
We had like a little break, I guess, because we waited for all of the other games to finish before going into the gold medal and bronze medal games. So we had a little bit of a break, but it was only like 15 minutes.
Did you find do you think that break helped you in preparation for it? Because like even for a lot of like the tour players and stuff, you shoot a 400 game, you see that kind of lull after when you get that adrenaline built up and you're having to throw big shots at the end to get to that 400 or for whatever it is, and you have that bit of a come down after. For you to win by 1 and come back and shoot 295 is awesome.
Oh, like that game was. I don't remember throwing any ball in that one either. Like,
Just blacked right out.
oh, I don't remember at all. It's all a blur.
That's
That's
awesome.
sometimes good to have.
Hopefully you can go back and you can watch it again someday. Be like, oh yeah, I kind of remember that.
The 10th frame of the gold medal game was live streamed, and that was the only one of my games I was on the live stream.
Oh,
So I've watched that probably 100 times.
Yeah, for sure.
well,
And did you need to do something in the 10th? Sorry, Tim.
No, it's okay.
Well, in the 10th, I needed to throw a count on my first ball, and I got up and threw the first strike, which secured it.
Yeah.
So that just made it better. Felt great.
I bet it did. That's awesome.
I do want to bring up a point, Amy. I think obviously this gold medal kind of capped off a pretty great season. If I did a little bit of digging, I got a little bit of information on your season. You obviously you were on the YC team that won gold. That was undefeated.
I was, yes.
YC All Star, second highest girls average.
Mhm.
While you're at YBC Nationals, you're on the trios gold medals team, right? And you won the Carl Malcolmson Scholarship Award. So that's quite the season. So uh, I don't think many people have had that kind of season. What do you have to say about it in a way? Do you have anything like looking back at it? Is there anything like would you ever dreamed of that kind of season?
Oh, my 12-year-old self is probably screaming right now. Like, looking at me now. Because,
Yeah.
like, Bantam, I was like, oh my God, I just want to win provincials. I just want to go to nationals. And now I'm just, like, all the way up here.
Yeah.
So, like, it's insane to me to see all this happen.
Little baby steps, and then progress and progress and progress until it all culminates into this historic season.
So a youth challenge win compared to this singles win, right? Undefeated youth challenge win. What would you rank them?
Like, what one was better?
Yeah, which one would you rank would be more of a highlight?
Personally,
Yeah.
I like singles better than teams. So I think singles is like my type of thing. So winning singles was just amazing. But don't get me wrong, going undefeated at Youth Challenge was also amazing.
Yeah.
Like, that was completely insane.
So
I don't know. They're both pretty even.
Both accolades are unbelievable, Amy, right? So definitely
and
something
a totally
to be proud of.
Different dynamic in both, right?
Yeah.
Playing on a team is so different than playing as a single or even playing as a doubles team. It's that 5-player. Well, I guess nationals for a U Challenge 6-player team is just such a different dynamic completely.
And at Youth Challenge.
Oh, go ahead. Nope.
Okay. Oh, I was gonna say at Youth Challenge, I was laid off the whole time too, so I was like trying to get my team pumped while also bowling well myself. But that kind of also.
It's a different dynamic, right?
It's completely different.
Do you find that you played differently on a team than you would singles? Are you more reserved singles, or are you as pumped up as you would be playing on the team?
Definitely more reserved single.
Yeah.
On a team, it's just like I have people to get hyped up with me, and at singles, I'm just like, keeping calm.
No, but that's awesome. That actually shows a good level of like emotional maturity. It's tough. There's a lot. It takes a lot of people to learn that and to conserve their energy through long events, because a lot of the singles events are very long. And having those highs and lows can hurt you. They can also help people. Like if people can maintain that energy level, it's and they're good at that, then that's great. But being able to be reserved and maintain that energy allows you to play deep into tournaments and stuff too. So yeah, good for you.
How crazy is the Newfoundland ladies going to be in the next decade? You have the Youth Challenge girls dominating. You have the Open ladies dominating. The Master ladies doing well. You better watch out the rest of the country. They're going to be coming after us, right? I think it's going to be a great thing to watch for many years to come.
That's one thing I'm very excited for,
is
to bowl the Open.
Yeah. So why is that? Is that because of the Newfoundland Bowling Tour? Is that the community out there? You know, what helps bring all that together, and just the quality of play is continuing to increase, Amy?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
What center do you play?
You know, just
Plaza Bowl.
Plaza. Okay.
Where the Open Nationals was.
Yeah. Awesome. Have you
it's
participated
just when you have a community and a group of people that are pushing. Right? When you have a group of people that are pushing and continually getting better, and you know, we see it here in Edmonton. We're lucky that way, right? And that seems to be the same way that's happening now in Newfoundland. Not obviously everybody's able to travel across the country to all the other tournaments. So the tour sort of helped. You know, obviously you've had a youth career, but is that something that you're looking forward to as far as playing some of these tournaments on the adult scene at some point?
I've bowled like the NBT before. Like I bowled a few events in that before, so I kind of have experience with that, I guess. but I'm looking forward to doing more with that
Did
too.
you feel like that experience helped you this season?
Well, I enjoy like bowling with the adults, so
Good.
like it makes me want to do better. Like, so
No,
I guess yes, it did.
That's awesome to hear. I love the fact that you do not seem intimidated by the adults at all.
Not anymore.
Awesome. That's good. That's good. But that's the importance of things like MBT, is being around those people and competing against them and getting your feet wet and allowing yourself to be comfortable. So good for you for playing. Play everything, people. When you're young, I know it can be scary, but play because it does pay dividends.
Agreed.
There's my PSA for today.
It looks like you've got a few other medals back there, Amy. Where would this one rank in the year and sort of the achievements that you've had in the past?
The singles one?
Yeah.
At the top. The best one. Actually, no. All of the golds are at the top.
I like it.
Okay.
All of them feel great.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
so just before we leave you, is there anything you want to shout out or any thank yous or anything before we leave?
My coaches for youth challenge, Art and Karina, were amazing. They helped so much, like keep us up, stay pumped. And Art also coached me for trios and singles, and also coached the open ladies team. So he's had a great season himself.
Maybe he's the missing link there, right? So
I think so. I think so.
yeah.
But and all of, like the people I bowl with, my parents, everyone.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice community, right?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's a great community.
Well, thank you for coming on, Amy. I know you were excited, and I know you went and watched podcasts in the back and got all prepared, and hopefully you weren't as nervous as you were. So we really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Have a great night.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Look
Amy.
forward
Yeah.
to seeing you on the tour someday.
That's right.
Come out west.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, bye.
Bye-bye.
Awesome. She didn't seem nervous at all.
That's an incredible season that she's had, and we
Oh,
talk about the
unbelievable.
Newfoundland. The contingent coming out of there is just so strong.
Scary.
The
Scary.
only answer better to that they're all at the top was going to be the next one.
Yes, one that I haven't won yet. The next bowl.
That's right.
And you know
Unreal.
what?
Good for her.
It is not out of the realm when it comes to Newfoundland ladies right now. How well they're playing.
No, and you could just sense the confidence in her
Yeah.
too in such a good way. Yeah, she's going to be unreal.
Perfect.
He is
So-
unreal.
All right, so we're gonna bring our next guest in. They're their senior girls champion. One of them is a previous guest of ours for the Northern Ontario mixed team champion, Abby Dunn. We're gonna bring her sister on as well, Emily Dunn, and coach her dad, Jeff Dunn. So it's a family affair here.
Guys,
Hello,
how's it
everybody.
Hey
going?
guys.
how are you?
Good.
Excellent. How are you guys doing?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Good. Good. Are you less nervous this time coming on?
Yes.
You're like one of our few repeat guests. We're like 130 in, and you might be like our fourth repeat guest. So congratulations.
Oh, well, I'm-
Congratulations again on another championship, another phenomenal week. Do you guys want to walk us through how that week went for you guys?
oh yeah.
Sounds like it.
We definitely started off a little rough. I will admit.
A little.
a lot. Yeah, I don't know. We just couldn't really get anything going. We had the teams at first, and we did okay. We didn't finish last, so that was okay. That was our goal for the day, because we were all just trying to have fun, because we weren't all bowling our best. So
Yeah.
And then moving in on to doubles day, I don't know, I struggled major, and yeah.
Yeah, being the summer, it's not really. They're not really in the prime time, right?
Yeah.
This is July 15th. This is bowling school time. Really, and you're in the off
Absolutely.
season. So,
Yeah.
we went to the cottage on Canada Day and had some fun, and that's where we are actually here. We're at our resort
Good for
here
you.
for a couple of weeks, and just enjoy the family time. So we did that on Canada Day. We actually went to a little town here in Berks Falls and did some practicing, and
Awesome.
and trying to heat it up in the midst of the summer was a little tough. So needless to say, these two were rusty a little bit.
Well, and even if you do get in and do practice, it's still just not the same as being in a tournament competitive atmosphere, right? It's just a different
agreed.
mentality. So it takes a little while just to dial that back in, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
So you guys also had the position. So you were position 6 in the first round, and then were able to advance by being third place. So really, just gained steam as the tournament went along a little bit.
Yeah.
When the last two, you lost
So
the last
we
two games, but you
finished-
still managed to get into the step ladder.
Yeah. It just so happened that the other teams that were playing, whoever lost that game, kind of knocked one out. So we kind of squeezed ourselves in a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, glad we were though.
They saved their best for the
Yeah.
for sure.
The step. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, once you guys had your back against the wall for the step ladder, you guys came to play and ran the step ladder and won. It looks like the first game you guys won by quite a bit in the step ladder there. And then the second game you guys only won by 40, so that was close. What was the final score for the gold medal match? Do you know?
We had it was
5:15.
5:15 to 4:42.
Yeah. Being by about 75.
So you guys won by a little
75.
bit there.
So you had a big
Awesome.
one in the final.
Yeah. They threw lights out in that game for sure.
Yeah.
It was actually back and forth.
Yeah.
BC looked pretty good too.
Well, and they were phenomenal the whole tournament. They were undefeated except for one, I think, up until the gold medal game. So
Yeah,
they
you're
were the
right.
two.
Yeah, Madison averaged 250 and Keeley averaged 204. Is it interesting? two sets of sisters playing for the gold medal match. That's
Yeah,
kinda
we actually switched shirts with them. So
really
Nice.
because they
Yeah.
That's
It was
neat.
nice playing them because they were a good team, and we were hoping we would end up on the opposite pools to meet them in the final. So it worked out good, and it was a lot of fun that last game.
So what was it? What kind of dynamic was it when you guys actually family dynamic that wins together? What kind of how did it mean? What did it mean to you guys to win together?
It meant a lot, being particularly my first nationals. It really meant a lot to kind of end off the season with a bang, especially for Abby to end off her last WC year. I really wanted to win. It didn't really set in until a few days after, but
Fair.
it was very emotional right after. But
I was bawling.
Oh yeah. But I was happy it was you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Emily's a junior. I don't know if you guys know.
Right.
Emily's a junior.
That was my next question. Yeah. So that's a different. No, Jeff. That's perfect. That's a perfect leeway because that's a different dynamic altogether, right? For Emily to move up and play seniors, that's a whole different ball game, correct? So for her to do that and play with Abby and win the seniors, that's quite the accomplishment.
Yeah, I gotta think that's gotta be a couple of firsts. Having a junior win at the senior level, and having an entire family win as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I
And
can't
Abby
think of
winning
anybody else.
back to back. Yeah, and Abby winning back to back at the YBC level and the open level too. There's probably not a lot of people that have had the opportunity to do that in the same year.
Exactly. All I could think of is Mitch Davies making the TikTok saying, what would happen if I didn't win? I guess we'll never know. And here's Abby who does nothing but win.
That's right.
Right?
I need to be in one of your clubs.
That's right.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the new Mitch
Yeah.
Davies.
So,
Yeah.
so Abby, that's a good question. So now you've won YBC Nationals and the Open, two polar difference. Did you prefer one more than the other, or did the Open win help you prepare for the YBC Nationals a little bit more, or was it
I
like
feel like
playing with the adults was a little bit more of a letdown playing with the youth, or was there a little bit difference?
I feel like there was a difference with both. Like I enjoyed both much differently. YBC, I loved it because I was with my family and I was able to bowl with them, like specifically my sister too, and having dad as a coach. And then with the Open, I was playing with people that I've watched bowl for a really long time, so I feel like that itself was really special too. So I don't know. I love both experiences the same, but the Open definitely prepared me for this because being in school, I'm not able to bowl very often. So getting to practice and do all that before this, if I didn't do that, I honestly don't know what the outcome would have been at YBC or if we would have even gotten there. So, but yeah, no, both experiences were once in a lifetime. So
I got a question for Jeff. In preparing the girls for this, or as a coach, is it different coaching daughters versus any other players? And how did that go in your methodology throughout the tournament? Did you have to have some stern talks?
Yeah.
But then it's like you have to separate family from player. I mean,
She is staring at you hard.
Well, let's see. I've coached them in baseball for years, even prior to bowling, and coached them in basketball as well. So there's multiple sports there, so they pretty much know my look. I don't have to say too much in certain instances and whatever. But they're both, it's still surreal for me right now. It's still hard to believe that, I've seen Abby win the Open and them just win YBC Nationals. I can't be prouder, as a dad. I've seen them win other championships in other sports. This one's special to me. And their preparation, they're both mentally tough, and that comes from other sports as well. They're both pitchers, nothing starts till they throw the ball. We've had those conversations. We've interlinked those conversations with bowling, and same with basketball, whether you're throwing you're shooting a foul shot, you got to bring your heart rate down and whatever. Someone's on a double, we'd say that, slow that heart rate down, and reset and stuff like that. So they know me pretty well, and vice versa. So they're really easy to coach, actually, and I enjoy it. I enjoy being down there in the pit with them and everything. It's more rewarding to me seeing them succeed, And I know I went all over the place there, but I know them pretty well.
Fantastic answer. I mean, it's neat. I mean, obviously the other sports and having that background and already knowing you a little bit of a coach and you knowing them, you know when to push and you maybe know when I should rein back a little bit.
Exactly.
Or no reining back at all, which is sometimes fine. Because you're not going to hurt feelings because you're here to get a result at the end of the day. So it's just dynamic.
Well, Abby struggled Abby struggled a little bit, and we had some in-depth conversations about release point. She was throwing hook, out of her hand, and that's why she was picking. So I said, you need to give it a little more, with the fingers and get the backup going. That's what she was throwing in Newfoundland, and she threw that in a stepladder, obviously. So it was a good time to find it. And Emily threw great in the stepladder.
That's awesome. Was this your first win as a coach with them?
YBC, yes. Yeah.
Yes.
We've won some youth challenges and some other things. YBC, yes. I won some Opens with other guys that you've interviewed and stuff. Mike Bates, John Conti, and stuff like that. And,
awesome.
That's where I've done majority of my my coaching has been with the Open. So this one's first YBC gold, which is very special.
Amazing. That is so awesome.
So for both Abby and Emily, what do we look forward to coming up in the season ahead? Obviously, Abby, you're no longer into YBC, so it's now into an adult league. Have you joined the right league? Are you playing with the right people? Are you looking to the tournaments? And obviously, same to Emily. What does this year? Do you move up now into senior? So what does the year ahead look like for you both?
I have one more year.
Okay. Wow.
She could do the backwards
Triple crown.
backwards triple crown, except going back to Bantam.
Yeah. That's nuts. That would be crazy to win seniors one year and then juniors the next.
Yeah, no kidding.
That'd be really cool.
And how about yourself, Abby? What's next for you? Yeah.
I'm definitely going to join leagues because I need to start practicing weekly now that I'm almost graduated. So I graduate in 2 weeks, so I'm excited.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm doing club tour in a few weeks too. So that'll be my first cash tournament.
Have fun, fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely see you. Sorry, I couldn't hear you there.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I was just gonna say like lots of tournaments I've listened to in the future.
Masters.
Masters. I'm gonna do Masters next year too. So.
Good call.
It's awesome
why do you
that
say
you're
good
jumping
luck?
into your first cash tournament and it's going to be the biggest in history.
Yep.
Good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, why do you say good luck? Is it hard pinfall, or is it just a lot of people, or what do you like? Give us some insight here.
Oh,
from like a lot of people that I talked to, a lot of people struggled, just honestly, just from movement on the lane, like just not a
lack thereof.
Yeah, lack thereof.
Yeah.
Okay.
But some people found it totally fine.
We're used to that out west, lack thereof movement.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I know you guys
Dexter
are.
likes big movement.
We'll
Terry
be
doesn't
right
care.
at-
He just fires it up the middle.
we'll be right at home.
Hard about
But,
the middle. You might,
yeah.
You just might get you might get some different splashes. That's all that you might say. What was that? That's all.
Yeah. If not,
right.
I'm sure Steve will be there. He can be your punching bag. So
That's
Buck
right.
can be
Yeah.
your punching bag. So that being said, we're just gonna wrap it up here for you guys on your segment. Do you guys have any parting words or anything like that at all?
Yeah.
No, you guys are good.
No.
All right.
Other than just our family.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Anytime, guys.
Of course, yeah.
Thanks
Keep
again.
winning. We'll keep having you on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, and we'll see you in a couple weeks for our club tour.
Sounds
Okay.
good. See you guys then.
All
Take
right.
care.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations
Thanks,
again.
guys. Perfect.
All right.
That's so cool to win as a family, right? You know, proud
Super
moments. It just feels so neat. I mean, you guys have experienced it at YBC Nationals and winning together as a team and open and what number of wins. So,
But-
a little bit more special when you have somebody that close to you that's putting up gold medals.
But even that level, it's just the three of them. It couldn't get any more tighter than that, right? So, really cool.
Yeah, because I mean, Tim and I won together in YBC and at the Nationals, but it hasn't been just me and Tim with Dad as your coach. Like that's just neat. Yeah, really cool.
Yeah.
So the next group we have on is going to be our junior boys national winning team. They're from Midland Bayshore Lanes. If you guys aren't familiar with Bayshore Lanes, they run the 400 North Invitational. They're in the Huronias, and these guys are bloodlines of the Torvilles. So Ryder Blake and Coach Dennis. So, and if you looked at their stats, I think they only lost one game the whole event. They dominated. So, really happy to have them on.
Tim was waiting for me to push the button, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Hello. Hi.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Good. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.
Unreal bowling. You averaged about 230 as a team. That's pretty incredible as junior boys. Unreal. How are you guys feeling after that week?
I feel well amazed, I guess, at what we achieved together. It was a great experience being able to go there and win like me and Blake did.
Yeah, you guys won. It looks pretty handedly. You guys went 9-1 in the round robin, and then and played again like incredibly well in the step ladder too when all the cards are on the table. So, I hope you guys are both very proud. Is this you guys' first nationals, or how many times have you guys been nationals?
Yeah, this was our first. We've been to provincials like a lot. Came second a lot. Third. Like I've lost by 6 pins before.
Yeah, fair. That's always the worst feeling, but it's also a driving factor into the future, right? Just a motivation to strive to get to the next level, and here you guys are.
Yeah, we lost by about 30 in 2020 before the COVID hit.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the team that beat us didn't get to go because of the COVID. So, but they told us, you guys will be there next time, and we were. So.
Awesome. Have you guys played together most of your lives?
Yeah.
I coached them in the bantam doubles when they started with the doubles. Coached them a couple times, and coached them a couple times in the juniors, and now this final time here with because Ryder's moving up, senior, so that's our last crack as juniors. So we took advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you guys have a good core of kids in the YBC program, constantly like pushing each other to get better?
We have had in the past. We've had like the 12 lane center. We've had 240 kids in our program at one time.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
But with the way things have gone in the last few years, we're still at about 75 radiant. Last year, 3 different shifts. So
that's pretty incredible. Really incredible.
So, throughout any of your provincials or your nationals, your matches, is there any certain matches that stand out to you guys more than others?
Well, the match against British Columbia in the round robin, the one we lost, that one standing out because that was the one where me and Blake were starting to fall off. But towards the end of it and after that game, we realized that we needed to keep on going if we wanted to continue like we were before those games.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a really good lesson there, right?
It was the one game where we were struggling, and they took advantage of it. Didn't beat us by a lot, but it made you think that, hey, we can be beat. You have to work at this. It just can't cruise through the rest of the playoffs.
Well, yeah. I mean, you shot 421, which is not a bad score at all, especially for juniors, and you lose by 26, which is not a lot either. But good for you guys for being able to bounce back and not let a loss hurt you after you've been perfect through the first 7. Good for you guys to keep that in check and come back and bounce back and then shoot 250 averages for the next 2 games.
You put that in perspective, though, Dexter. The 421 is a higher average than anybody else other than theirs. So I mean,
exactly.
So they're struggling. It's still better than anybody else's, right? So that's definitely a good problem. Obviously, it shows their success and why they're such great gold medalists, right? So.
Yeah, and it looked like you played really well as a team too. Obviously, in the first handful of games, Blake, you had a couple of big ones and sort of helped out with a little bit Ryder, but then Ryder in the last couple of games, you had the 270 and a 317 and a lot to help out, right? A little, and that's what good teams do. Is that when one maybe is a little bit less, the other one's pulling through.
Yeah, because Blake started struggling every couple of games in a row, and he said, "Well, you've been carrying Ryder, so now it's his turn to carry you." So then Ryder comes through with 2 big games there that kept us up there
at the end. Yeah,
that's huge. A 580 double going home. Pretty Pretty incredible. Was this your guys' first time ever playing in a stepladder format?
Outside of like the tournaments that are held by our alley, it's the first time we've ever been in something like that. Every other tournament I think we've been in was just straight pinfall. Whoever had the highest total.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
We
here
do
you
run
are.
tournaments in our YBC occasionally where the kids play stepladder to win prizes or whatever. So we've done that, and so some of them, they had a little bit of inkling of what it's all about.
Yeah, awesome. Do you feel like that experience helped you in this situation?
I think so because it prepares you for what you're going to be facing later on. So it's not trying to beat everybody. It's trying to beat the person you're versing rather than a bunch of people. So it makes you focus more on the game, versing just one team rather than many.
Totally. Yeah. No, that's an excellent point. It's pretty awesome to see you guys play in a stepladder format, knowing full well that you have this match, and if you lose, you go home. If you win, you get to move on, and then you have a chance at gold. Kudos to you guys for handling that pressure. It's tough as adults and it's tough as kids, and you can't always teach mental fortitude and mental strength, and the fact that you guys have it at your guys' age is pretty incredible.
What was the score in the last game? It says the double was 5-11, but what were the individual scores? Do you remember?
I think I had around a 270 and Ryder had around a 230.
267 and 234, something like that. Something like
Both
that.
great finishing games and a gold medal match. I mean, those are
That's
big
pretty
games.
good memory.
Yeah, good for you.
In each game's as a stepladder, Ryder or Blake would start with a triple right off the bat, so you're putting the pressure on the other team.
Oh, that's huge pressure against the other team.
One of the
right?
games, Ryder threw 6 in a row to start.
Definitely makes it easy on the coach.
Now, have you
Right?
been around and seen that we made mention of the Midland tournament? Was the 400 North. Have you guys been around there and watching those events happen? Have you played in them, or are you too young to play in them, or what's sort of around there in the community that you sort of see some of the?
They played the Baker. What was it? What do you call it?
The Baker's event, yeah.
The Baker's event on Friday night. They played with on that tournament. Got to see some pretty good bowlers.
Yeah.
Well, it's a big community there, so it's good to see that you're getting an opportunity to play. Bakers or not, and then a progression and where you can go and more tournaments in your area to play.
These guys have played in a couple of developer tournaments there that we've had some fundraisers, and they put a team in, and actually they won one.
That's awesome. Keep that up. Keep playing and everything, guys. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, even that Baker's is a big deal. You're playing against top quality adults, and you're holding your own. Like that's huge. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you're gonna be.
Yeah,
Why are you laughing?
There's good family history there too, because I mean their mothers are extremely good bowlers.
Yes.
Like I have 4 daughters. They all played in the Open at the same time. Back at one time, there were for 4 different zones.
The Brabant sisters, right?
Yeah. And,
Yes.
They did very well, and Ryder's mother won the TSM in Ontario. But unfortunately, that was the year they canceled the TV show. So you have to be on TV. But
Yeah, they had the competition.
my mother
but it
played in
wasn't
the Open and got down to the final game to win to go to nationals. Unfortunately, they lost by a few pins. But
And then
there's good history there and the whole family. So.
and then obviously the relatives of Mike, right? So, nephews of Mike Torville, right? So
Mike's married to my oldest daughter.
yeah.
Mike's here. She's,
I'm sorry to hear that, guys. So
We're wondering who's poking ahead in.
Yeah, my oldest daughter won the Ontario mix in the Open. Played at Thunder Bay Nationals.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, they definitely have a great bloodline, that's for sure.
mhm.
Yeah.
So how far away is Midland from Oshawa? Is that something that we'll see you guys, or we come watch the club tour event? I mean, it's
2.5
the biggest
hours.
one.
2.5
2.5
hours.
hours.
It's cottage country, right?
Yeah, we're Bayshore Lanes are right down at the bottom of King Street, and the pier is right there beside us.
Yeah.
Man, I looked it up after 400 North, and it made me want to go so bad. It really did.
Well, I think
Awesome.
I remember them promoting it and pumping it up, just like all good tournaments, on the Facebook, and entries and who's playing and who's going. It's like, oh, I want to go there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
You start looking at the flights, and it's like, ooh, that's a little bit of a ways. There's a couple of like Timmins, kind of in a way.
Yeah.
But so that being said, I think we're going to wrap it up here for your segment here, guys. Is there any thank yous, any closing remarks you guys want to give out before we head out?
Well, we got to thank the cheering section that we had with both their mothers were there and my wife, and they were you can hear them cheering in the background. See those pins standing there, knocking down to get us there,
I'm sure the guys loved hearing that, right?
Yeah. And one thing too, we also won the mix.
Excellent.
Gold with that, and I was all the way along. We were paired against the other boys teams that we were going to play, and we pretty well beat them all the way through those 7 games in the doubles. And if one of these guys was down or up, then I would say, okay, you take the lower guy on that side. Is just try and beat his score. So one the other. And just to get them not thinking of the total for that team, but also these are the guys we got to play against coming up tomorrow when we start the doubles against the boys. So
totally,
that kind of helped too.
And Blake looked like you averaged 271 in that one with a 217 in your last game. So you were cruising along, man. That's a great score.
Unconscious. Didn't do anything wrong. Everything he threw in there were just splash going out.
Perfect. That's what we all dream of.
Yeah. Good job.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys very much for coming on. We really appreciate your time. Congratulations once again.
Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah.
Bright futures for you guys.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing where it goes.
Yeah, great show you're putting on too here. It's good for 5-pin bowling.
I'm really glad that we have the opportunity to showcase such great young talent that we have around the country. It's needed. It's necessary. You guys are phenomenal, and I'm glad we have a platform that we could do that. So thank you guys so much for doing it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Awesome.
Definitely dominated. They played so well. Obviously, from a great bowling background, it's in their bowling blood, and definitely deserved that win.
And only juniors too, right? And got another handful of years to go and play seniors and just get better and better and
that's
better.
Scary, right? And and the one still has another year left. Like that's
just winning once just drives you to just keep going and going, and that's even if you're top 3, you just get that taste of success, and you want to keep on going.
And they're sitting down, and I'm pretty sure they're still taller than Mike. Like you can kind of tell. You can see it.
They look like a couple of big boys.
Yeah, definitely. The next group we have in are the senior boys from Dakota, Lanes in Winnipeg. They are the champions out in YBC. Maxim, Alex, and Coach Natalie Young. So we're going to bring those guys on. There's 3 different streams here.
Hey,
hello,
boys.
everybody.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good. Thank you guys for all knowing how to do this and logging in and flawless. This is fantastic.
It had to be Natalie. If there's somebody I know that would get them all instructed, it has to be her.
yeah, he's shaking his head. Yes.
Yeah,
that's funny.
we knew that she was going to be in good hands. So, anyways, congrats on your goal, guys. You guys did very well. It looks like you guys got second in your pool on the first round there, and you guys came up the step ladder pretty hard there. Great second semifinal match there, and great gold medal match.
Yeah.
Awesome showing. Maxim, you averaged 258. Great bowling there, bud.
Thank you.
Any thoughts on the weekend there, Maxim?
It went as we planned. So we prepared a lot for it. We practiced a lot for it, and it went just as we thought it would. So I'm happy that it went the way that Natalie and Coach K drew it up.
I love that answer. Yes.
Yeah.
No, we prepared hard. We had a game plan, very much of like sticking to our game, grinding. I believe Wood wins tournaments, right? Anybody can go on like a 6-bagger, a 7-bagger. That's great. Someone will go on a run against us. We'll go on a run. So we focused hard on like cleaning our wood, making our spares. We brought in, competitive bowlers like anchor bowlers every practice to bowl against these guys. So it's like, you can beat Kyle Young, if you can beat, whoever else, then what's YBC Nationals? That's like literally was our game. So, these guys threw it down and executed flawlessly. So
I love that Max snickered a little at beating Kyle Young.
I had him right where I wanted him every time.
And then you lost. Yeah.
I think that's just fantastic for people across the country to hear is that, you know what, you prepared so much for the national finals. You didn't just go on a whim and not, be ready. I mean, you were ready to the point of practicing so much, but also creating a game plan that you were looking to execute. So I think that's great. It's great to hear, and I'm glad you're sharing that.
And
these boys threw it a lot of 3-2s and corners. I think Alex was maybe cursing me in practice, but I mean, those are the shots that count, right? Like hitting the middle at that level is easy. It's will you make those spares? Can you keep the count going? Can you clean your wood? And I mean, I think Alex cleaned like 3 sets of aces in one game. Like those things put the fear of God in people that you're like that you're playing, right? When you stare that down. So
yeah, and especially if you don't show a ton of emotion and like have it
that's very much
you
our
that
game
way.
As well.
Yeah, exactly. Just going up there and just going about your business and picking your wood and moving on is intimidating. Rather than just getting
hype over
you're getting pissed off at getting aces. You're gonna give people an advantage, but if you don't, you're taking the advantage for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Did you find that all that preparation put you guys in a position where you guys didn't feel as much nerves as you guys thought?
Yeah, definitely. Not having to worry about whether you're going to pick the corner or the 3-2 feels a lot better.
Yeah, it kind of eliminates that self-doubt.
Yeah.
For sure.
Awesome.
Did you
going into the gold medal, I think Alex is like, I don't have butterflies. I'm good. He's like, I'm ready to go. Going into the gold medal match.
Well, clearly not. You guys shot 575. There's not a lot of nerves in a 575.
Yeah.
That was pretty good, yeah.
Actually, I would think what's more solid was the game before that against Newfoundland. Carter came out. He ran 5 in a row against us, and it was like, just stick to the game plan. Like, don't worry about it. And then these boys shut it down. Like, ran the back half, both of them, like it was nothing. And I think a lot of people, a team comes out hot against you like that, panic could have set in, but they were just solid all the way through. So.
Yeah, I mean, 594 for that. Like you're like Tim said, your stepladder games were phenomenal.
But I think that comes to your preparation, right? I mean, obviously, it wasn't just the grinding on the lanes; it was your mental preparation. You if somebody comes out shooting hot against you, you're still prepared to come back and fight and figure a way to come back and throw the strikes or throw what you need to do, right? Your game plan was already there. It was just a matter of you just believing in yourself to execute it. And looking how Alex and Maxim are talking, it was already there. It was just going to be a done deal anyway. So.
Yeah, we had good. Kyle talked to them. Alex's father, Roy Thompson, who is also a coach, excellent at the mental game. Rob Shannis. Like, we've had a lot of really great bowlers. Talk to these guys about the game, prepare them mentally. For the things that are beyond your control, right? So they've really benefited from that.
Yeah, your guys' youth community out there is phenomenal. You guys have had nothing but great players come out in the last number of years. It's really cool to see. It is really cool to see. And then we're gonna have another one on later today. That's just stepped into the adults.
Dalton, yeah.
Wow, spoilers, Natalie. Come on.
Sorry. For anyone who didn't know.
It's all right. I'm just bugging you. Yeah, it's phenomenal. You guys are doing a fantastic job out there. It's awesome.
I got a question about after the round robin. Obviously, you guys, won the first 7 games in a row, and then lost the next 3. Was there some nervous moments there? And what was the attitude and the demeanor? I mean, obviously, let's just keep playing the game plan, but there had to be some stressful times there. And how did you overcome those?
So in the first game that we lost against Northern Ontario, we left a lot of wood in the first 4 frames, and we were struggling a lot. I'm not entirely sure why, nor do I really want to care why. And she pulled us back and gave us the yelling of a lifetime because we left all that wood. Scared a lot of parents, so that brought us back a little. And we ran the last 6. Like, we gave them the fear of God, as she says. We almost came back, which is, we were in the 10th frame. If one of us had gone double in 10, we would have won. But cards didn't play out. But the other 2 games, sort of the same thing. Rough starts and just not being able to come back.
Yeah,
but you were able to obviously regroup.
Okay with that. I was okay because there were a lot of long breaks with this new format. So we ran the front 7, won all of those, and then we had a little walk in the woods in that first game, so we had a come to Jesus moment where I pulled them out of the pit, and gave them a talking to, and then they were back on their game. But with that new format, every time we had a big break, we were basically getting iced. So by losing and finishing in second, going to that step ladder, it meant we kept bowling, and I think that was like a huge benefit to us because while they were tabulating scores and whatnot, we sat for almost an hour. So those people that finished first hadn't bowled for 2 hours. And it can be tough to get going again.
Totally. Yeah. Crazy.
So what's next for you guys? Have you guys been playing in, did you guys play Manitoba Open this year? Are you looking at WCBT events out there? Are you looking at Club Tour across the way? What sort of things are you looking at for going forward?
Well, we still have 3 years of YBC, and so those are going to be big. Lot more gold medals to win, and then moving on to Masters and high level tournaments as adults.
Yeah, well, obviously you've got the Winnipeg Manitoba Open would be one to start with locally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Obviously play any tournament you can, but yeah, that's a big one to start with for sure. Be a lot more people attended this year, I'm sure.
Yeah, and Dakota, Max is already bowling in the All-Star League at Dakota. Alex has spared there several times. So, I would say Masters, tour dates as well. So they'll be out there for sure.
And of course, Dakota, they've got a team in the Pro League this year as well. So Sunday mornings we'll be looking for, they'll be looking for fans or people to support and to cheer on their team out of Dakota. So we're looking forward to having them part of it.
Do you guys have a specific, do you have someone you would consider your mentor out there, or a specific bowler? Because Winnipeg has got such a vast amount of top quality, legendary players in the game. Is there anyone that stands out for each of you?
Well, I mean, mentor in the YBC sense would be Natalie and Kyle for sure. But when it comes to the adult side of it and the more competitive, I bowled in the All-Star League with Derek Orn, and he was a big, he helped a lot in the competitive side of it, and for useful advice for how to compete against big name guys or guys that are going on runs, or really the mental aspect of it, and to stop caring about what everybody else thinks. So I think Derek Orn, as much as he doesn't want me to bowl like him, obviously, is he large swing, but he definitely helped me in the mental game of it, even if he doesn't know it.
That's a really great point, and that's actually something that Derek had learned throughout this season as well. Him and I had a few conversations about it this season, in Regina specifically, about him facing big names in the game, and changing his mentality while doing it, and not in the way that he wanted, until afterwards when he realized what he was doing. So it's awesome that he learned that lesson, took that lesson, gave it to you, and also won Red Deer. So obviously it's panning out for him. So that's great advice. Alex?
For YBC, probably my dad. He coached me to my first gold medal in nationals. Yeah, he's been with me since the start coaching. On the competitive side, I don't. Kyle, I guess I don't have a super close competitive mentor at the moment.
That's fair. Kyle's a good one to pick.
Yeah,
He's not bad. Yeah.
He's okay.
He's okay.
I have a soft spot for him. He's helped me out in the past. Yeah. Awesome. Is there anybody you guys want to shout out, or any final words for you guys that you guys would like to say?
I want to shout out so we also won the combo. So Robin and Lorena,
Awesome.
senior girls, for the combo, and Coach Mike McElray, the Van Dale family, for, allowing us, they allow us to go in and practice at no cost, so that we could have this road to success. And Coach Roy Thompson and Kyle Young. So again, we really ran this as, three of us coaches really mentoring these two, and they filled in for me when I was working and couldn't be there. So and Mark Johnstone for making our shirts, Kyle for designing them. So all those peeps.
Awesome.
You guys did a great job.
You guys
Here's
have
to many
anybody
more,
shout
like
out?
Alex says. Yeah. Alex has a few more gold medals to win.
He got his triple crown twice over at this tournament. So, yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. No, yeah, awesome. Keep reaching for the stars, guys. That's yeah, and it's coming out of you guys' YBC programs. Your YBC programs have been phenomenal. So, keep pushing, guys.
Awesome.
Good to see.
Thanks again, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations once again.
Well, that was pretty impressive. I love the fact when they can talk about just their goals and what their expectations are, and then they can come back and they can accomplish it. And it's something that it reminds me a little bit like how Tom taught us, right? Tom was the same way with us a little bit, Dex.
Yeah.
We don't see it a lot in YBC anymore, and I thoroughly I commend both Natalie and Kyle for doing that. I think that's just some great coaching there.
It's great preparation and great wisdom to learn at such a young age. They're teenagers that are learning the deep, dark secrets of the game of preparation and execution and all the stuff that is it's certainly impressive. So great work to all the coaches and mentors and programs out there that are helping these kids learn and grow. So.
Another great answer. How did things go for you guys? It went as planned.
As planned.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of like Dream Crushers, the Pro League, isn't that, guys?
No.
We had far less preparation.
No, but what was
it?
It
as planned, but yeah.
Yeah, I tell you what. You know what? Some of these answers we're getting from these kids are not what I was expecting, but they're answers that I'm very pleasantly surprised with, and in a good way. So
yeah,
I think
very mature answers.
The Edmonton 5-pin Open team, the men's team, by all accounts, could say it went as planned. That was one of the things you guys talked about at provincials too, and whether you tried to hide it or not. You had a preparation and a plan and an execution, and your goal was number one in the country. And you came out so how did it go? As planned. And it's not to be cocky or arrogant. It's just we've prepared so hard for this, and we're just simply meeting our goals.
Correct. Yeah, and I love seeing it this way as well, right? So, so we're gonna invite our next guest in. This young fellow is from Cochrane, Alberta. our junior boys singles champion from Alberta, Jordan Lowen.
Brought your camera
Hello.
back just in time.
Hey, Jordan, how's it going there, bud?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
I'm
It's nice to finally meet you. I've heard lots
Finally
about
meet you as well.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. After this podcast, you can say you met Tim and Dexter, and we're way better than Scots. So, I know you won your junior boys singles this past weekends ago. You won. You kind of played really well there. You came second in your pool and originally, and then you moved up, and then you beat Luke Walsh by 46 in the one match, and then you beat him by Eric Berg from Southern Ontario by 30 the next one, and he beat Kieran from Saskatchewan by 40 in the gold medal match. Was there any matches that you thought that kind of stood out for you at all?
I would say the last few matches, whenever I kind of figured it out, then I started taking points and moving on. So whenever I figured it out.
Yeah, I mean, you finished the round robin with a 333. That had to make you feel pretty confident going into the step ladder there. And then you played.
Yeah, after that match, I knew I had it figured out, and from there on, I could start winning.
Yeah, I mean, your step ladder match is 252, 260, 265, just absolutely solid. Just nothing bad, just solid all the way through that. How did you feel? How nervous were you in those situations? Were you feeling good for the most part? Were you feeling confident?
Well, it seemed like I figured out the lanes. I was mostly confident. Before that, I was kind of nervous, like trying to get the hang of the lanes, and yeah.
Was this your first major singles tournament you were in?
No, it wasn't singles for national. It was in 2018 in Regina, and before that, 2017 in Quebec for nationals.
Awesome.
Yeah.
As bantams?
Yes.
Jordan also won youth challenge this year in Alberta as your single, as a junior.
A junior for singles at second, and as a team, we came in third.
Yeah. You were phenomenal. I remember watching your stats that entire week and being like, holy cow. Yeah. So when you ended up winning this, I was not surprised. Youth challenge, I'll be honest, Jordan, I was shocked to see your scores, and not because I don't believe in your talent. We haven't had the opportunity to meet, and we're pretty good at knowing a lot of the really good talent around the country, and especially in our province, and you absolutely floored me. So it's pretty neat to see. Pretty proud of you. Yeah.
So you go ahead, Daryl.
No, I'm just saying, coming from a small town of Cochrane, I think that's probably a product of that, right, Dex? Is that we don't see Jordan necessarily playing in, a main in Heritage, even out of Central or a Calgary. So, what's it like playing out of a smaller center there, Jordan? Does that get intimidating? Like you just said, you had to learn the lanes and figure out a little bit, at Oshawa in a national tournament. So, big difference, obviously, going from a small center to a big house.
Yeah, I would say so. Kind of from a smaller center, being able to play against so much new people and compete is really fun.
Yeah, because Cochrane is what, 8 lanes?
Yeah, it's 8 lanes. Yeah.
Right.
So you
a little
go
bit
to
smaller.
something that's 6.5 times the size of it. Yeah, that's crazy.
So when you're down bowling in Cochrane, Kyle Honish, he's your YBC director, right?
Who
is Kyle? Does Kyle help you out, or is that he's different center?
Different center, I think.
Different center. Okay. So who's your coach out there?
Trevor. Trevor coaches me.
Trevor. Okay.
Oh, Dwayne, I meant Dwayne.
Dwayne.
Trevor being my mentor.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, is there over the years as a bantam single, as a junior single, playing youth challenge, has there anything that you've learned over your experiences as a single?
What I've learned, I think, I've like that. Staying
That's all
calm,
right.
just staying calm, and um, don't let things get to my head. Whenever I'm bowling bad and others they're bowling good, like I'll eventually just figure it out. I'll eventually figure it out. Then whenever you figure it out, from there it's going to be a lot easier.
Totally. Being able to learn how to, stay calm and control your emotions at a young age is a major asset. We just had the senior boys on, and they talked a lot about their preparation for nationals. Obviously, you've had a phenomenal season. Is there anything that you do specifically to help prepare? What's your practice regimen like? Like, what makes you so good?
So like a couple weeks before the nationals, I every single Monday I'd practice my mentor Trevor. We'd just bowl a few games, and on Tuesdays I would play the spring league with a bunch of people from the Cochrane Lanes. Then on Wednesday I'd meet a bunch of other kids from Toppler that are also going to the nationals, and we would all practice with Colin or their coach.
Okay, awesome.
Colin Christensen, and probably with Michaela as well.
We were practicing with Oliver and Ryan and Emily.
Okay.
Or,
Eisenbarts, yeah. Was there a big difference when you played you challenged because you never played on a national team before, right? Was there a different dynamic? Than you're used to?
It was a lot different I'm used to, because like normally I do like singles, but whenever you come to you challenge teams, it's a lot different because everyone's like hyping each other up, getting like whenever like compared to like singles, it's a lot different.
Yeah, you're more low key and you keep to yourself, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and you're not used to the whole hype up, right? And
nationals for you challenge a lot more louder. It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot louder and a lot different environment than what it is for singles.
Do you have a preference between the two?
I would say not really. I like both equally. I like doing singles. I like doing teams.
You just like competing.
Yeah.
So you said you're playing a spring league in Cochrane with the adults.
Yeah.
Are you crushing them all?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm sure that makes you feel really good. I'm not sure how it makes everybody else feel. That's great. But that's a good experience too. I mean, just play against the adults is important. We're gonna have to see you at the Autumn Open or something like that.
Yeah. I'm planning on doing an Autumn Open next year and trying out leagues in it.
Yeah.
Or adult tournaments.
Are you still junior, or do you move up now to seniors?
I'm senior next year.
Okay.
Like next year I'll be senior.
Okay. So we don't have to worry about you in the Open for another 5 years. So that's good. I'll be 40 by then.
Would he be? Hey, what are you saying about 40, bud? Will you be Central? Cochrane Central? I mean, that's the obvious answer.
Calgary.
They are Calgary.
Yeah, Calgary. Yeah.
They could probably use you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's great though. Jeez. I'm just thinking about. I'm going to be 40 when this kid plays. Gets me in the Open. I'm getting old.
Yeah,
I'll be 50 when he plays in the
like
Open.
An existential crisis here on podcast. That's awesome.
Yeah,
excellent.
No. So moving forward, there, Jordan. For the upcoming season, what are your goals, or do you have anything? Any thoughts or any thank yous, or anything moving forward?
moving forward, like I'm looking forward to like future like tournaments, like looking forward to go nationals again and trying to go for the triple crown. And
I
the
like your
Open.
odds, buddy. I
And
like
the
your
Autumn
odds.
Open.
Autumn Open?
And
Yeah.
yeah. And just want to say thank you to all to Cochrane, Toppler, everyone at Paradise, and Chinook for supporting me in the nationals.
Yeah, you guys have a really good community down there.
Oh yeah, and also thank you to my coaches and my mentor Trevor for supporting me as well.
They've done a good job. You're a phenomenal kid and a phenomenal athlete. It's pretty awesome watching.
I'm thinking Trevor Ratchwalski. Is that the Trevor?
Trevor's in Trevor's in Kelowna.
What's Trevor's last name?
I'm not sure.
Oh, you don't know. Sorry, I thought it was the Ratchwalski. Ratchwalski's.
Yeah, it's not them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Jordan, you did a great job tonight. I know you did awesome. I really appreciate you for coming on, and I look forward to see your battle for your back-to-back championships and the challenge coming up here next year. So,
thank you for having me.
No problem, buddy. All right, we'll sign you off here, and we'll bring our next guest on.
Yeah.
Awesome. Congratulations once again, bud. Phenomenal season.
Good job, bud.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Perfect.
Man, he's like twice as mature as I was at that age.
Yeah.
He speaks so well. Like
I wonder if he's getting stuffed into garbage cans at his age. Hey, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's only one There's only one of you, Daryl. Only one of you.
So, speaking of maturity, Akira is much more mature than her father is, and so we're gonna bring her on. That's 2022 YBC national champion for the junior girls single here from Saskatchewan.
Hello, Akira. How's it
Hello.
going?
It's going good. And you?
Excellent.
I love her hat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks way better on you than your dad. Yeah, for sure. Welcome aboard. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Incredible. And as someone who's known you for a little while now, not surprised in the least. You're pretty incredible. And that's like really putting it lightly. Averaging 260, almost 267 as a junior girl at a national event is unbelievable.
Unheard of, right? Yeah.
Like, unbelievable.
Amazing.
No losses. Straight wins throughout the whole event. And I know looking at most of the matches, they weren't pretty close at all. So you have to be pretty proud of yourselves. Is there any thoughts from the weekend at all before we kind of divulge into it?
Well, I'm pretty proud of what I did, but I mean, the competition out there was still tough. Like there was times where I got nervous, of course, but everyone there was super nice. I didn't have any trouble making friends or anything, so yeah.
Everyone's used to your dad. So once like your dad might be the chattiest human being I've ever met in my life, and so he's kind of you're in on everything, and yeah, I mean that's obviously how we've gotten to know you over the last couple of years too. But you've been playing in some of the major cash tournaments at the age of 12 and making people turn their heads and watch because you've played so well, and that doesn't happen very often. So
does that does that help you a little bit mentally, knowing that you've got your dad in your corner, and then maybe some people are looking at you and already seeing you as the competition because of the history and the reputation that you already carry with yourself at a young age? Or how does that make you feel, sort of connected that way?
It for sure makes me more confident when I bowl, but I don't know. I just competing in the cash tournaments for sure helped me gain confidence for nationals. But yeah, I don't know. It just it's for sure good to have.
Obviously Tracy, your mom, and Len, your dad, have such great resumes. The one thing I've obviously we've watched them, work with you on things, and they've never pushed you once, right? It's always been your passion and your growth as you wanting to be better, right? Um, so, what kind of preparation have you put in to to win this national championship, but most importantly, to get where you've been?
um, well, after the Red Deer tournament, I took about like a 3-week break from bowling. I just needed to slow down, not burn out. But then when I got back on the lanes, it was just trying to um, focus more on like thinking it doesn't come easy. You have to work at it still. Because I'm very bad at thinking, oh, well, it's going to come easy, but
Yeah.
you do have to work. And I really just, I for sure struggle with my mental game, but I've really tried to work hard on that going into nationals. And I mean, it paid off.
Totally.
But yeah.
Is there anything specifically in your mental game that you do work on? I know I've heard Len talk to you lots throughout this season about the mental game side of things. And is there anything in particular that you work on to get to the point where you're averaging 267 as a junior at nationals?
Well, I for sure take over my dad's anger issues, so I do get quite angry just a little.
Yeah.
So I tried to just ease it down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really know.
No.
Okay, I don't want to like boast your parents' egos, but I mean their children are so talented with everything they do, right?
So true.
And I want to maybe bring up a question on diversity when it comes to not specializing in just bowling. You're great at volleyball, you're great at golf, you're great at painting, you're great at a lot of things that you do, right? Does that help your sport? Does it help you with bowling, just not to be just solely on bowling, but doing multiple sports, multiple things?
Yeah, I for sure think it does. It keeps my mind busy and not always focused on bowling, which can help. And plus, you get like extra skills in volleyball. You get to learn how to work on a team more for when it comes to youth challenge, and you get to I don't know. It for sure helps.
Yeah, because I know Daryl, you were a great soccer player, great volleyball, and I really think that kind of helps. Different things you can take from different sports, right? So
Yeah, it certainly helped from a athletic ability standpoint. But as Akira said, the anger comes in from expectations that you should just be good, right?
Yeah.
But then having to have, because you're good at volleyball, you're good at stuff, I should just automatically be good at bowling too. But then you quickly realize that no, it takes work, it takes patience, and it takes controlling your emotions to be that much better. And that was my struggle. I never learned that at an early age in bowling. I just always continued to be good at the other stuff and just sort of thought that I'd naturally be good. And I was good, but I was never that good. And I see the kids that are on here today, and Akira is certainly one of them, that knows and has learned that wisdom that you have to continue to work and work and work if you want to be the best. You can be good, but if you want to be the best, it takes another level for sure.
So Akira, you guys are obviously from a small town, right? What kind of obstacles do you have to overcome playing in a small town, right? Your program's pretty good for what it is, but what do you, for those people that play in small towns, what kind of advice do you give them, or how do you overcome those obstacles?
Well, it's for sure not as competitive as the bigger cities. But of course, I have my dad, which pushed me to get better. But I guess the advice is just travel more to the cities and get the different atmospheres of it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Is that how do you have time for volleyball? I've seen you at so many tournaments this year. Like you're all over. You're playing all of them. And I think that's a really good point, is if you don't have the competition that you need locally, it's going to be around somewhere nearby. And it may mean a little bit of travel, but if it's going to get you the experience to get you to the next level, it's absolutely worth it. Your parents are phenomenal for that. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times that, we're hosting a tournament at 9 a.m. on a Sunday morning at Sherwood, and you guys are getting in the car at 4:30 in the morning to get here on time. It's pretty incredible, and it's a major commitment, but it's obviously puts you in a really great position, and it's put us in a great position too, so we get to see your parents as much as we do. We get to meet you and get to see what you're all about, and because you're going to be around this game for a really long time.
Tracy must be in charge of the calendar. There's no chance that Len's got any fingers or any felt on that calendar. That's all Tracy, isn't it? Yeah.
Len can't make a decision after 8 o'clock anyways. Yeah, on top of all those things, I hear you're a great baker too. So.
Oh man. So
I see. Go ahead, Tim.
No, you go ahead, Daryl.
I just see the cool comment from Bill Brooks in there about your emotional control during the YBC was unbelievable during the games, and then to see all the emotion come out after you won the gold medal. Is that something you can explain a little bit? Is that you intentionally held it all in? And I see a little bit. Mitch Davies did that at Masters, right? He held it all in, stayed the course, was focused on what the job was, and then once it was done, you have a little bit of an emotional release. So, talk about your experience about that, Akira.
Yeah, I did listen to the podcast before the Masters, and just hearing Mitch talk about reactions at the right time. So I tried to take that and put that in my game. But yeah, I'm one to usually get very emotional in the middle of games, which is one of my downfalls. So I really just tried to hold it in, and then as soon as I realized it happened, it just came out.
That's a beautiful moment. I think it is so precious and so wonderful to see that you work so hard to stay in a zone and to control your emotions, that it's the release of it. I always like going back onto any sort of a national championship or any golf tournament championship or any basketball or whatever. You just that second when the clock hits 0 or when something happens and the game is over, it's just you let it all go. And it's cool to see. So good for you.
But that's why we play the game we do, right? Or play the sport or do what we do, right? So yeah, absolutely.
So what's coming up for you? How many years left now? I mean, obviously you're moving into. Do you go into seniors this year now?
I got one more year in juniors.
One more year of juniors.
What are you gonna do? Average 290 next year?
I got up a bar, so.
So what's on the calendar? I mean, how are you going to be able to do all of the other things that you do and play as much bowling as you're doing, or do you already start looking at the calendar and picking and choosing some of the events that you're going to try to play?
I'm gonna try and do all the WCBT tournaments this year, and then some more little tournaments. I don't know. I tried to make bowling the highest priority on my list, so that's the first thing I'm going to be doing.
When it comes to tournament time, if you have a choice to make, whether it's a volleyball competition or whatever competition, and a WCBT, you choose WCBT or YBC or whatever. Cool.
For how much you compete all the time, which is awesome, how do you continue to find that drive? How do you continue to find that passion? Because it's a lot. It's a lot of hard work, and it's worked out very well for you.
Well, I try to set very high goals for myself, which keeps me going. So if I don't make it this year, I'm going to make it next year. So my biggest goal right now is trying to make a cut for the WCBT. Yeah. So I'm going to, I don't know. I just want it really bad. And
honestly, it's so awesome hearing that. Here's, a girl with another year of the juniors, and she's so committed to making that cut. It's awesome. I love hearing that drive. It's something that a lot of people don't have, and you have the work ethic, you have the drive, you have the motivation. It sure doesn't seem like you're intimidated by anybody. It's you've got every card of the deck. I love it.
How great would it be for Len to watch Akira Bowl on a Sunday final? That's right. I'm calling Len not making the cut and Akira making it. That's what I'm saying.
I can't wait for them to play each other in a match on a Sunday. What's Len do? Is Len just beat up on her?
Tracy's driving Akira home and leaving Len. Not telling you.
Yeah, where's Tracy? Who's Tracy cheering for in that one?
That's awesome.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great.
That'd be interesting to play.
Well, that's the goal. That's got to be the goal, right? Your parents both had fantastic career. Is that you want to replicate that? You want to play in the events that they played in. You want to have the titles that they did. And at some point in time, you're going to play against them in a cut. That's what we're all waiting for.
Or how cool would it be if they made a mixed team together? I think that would be really cool. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Good for you guys.
All right. Akira, do you have anything you want to wrap up? Is there anything you want to say? Closing remarks or anything like that?
I don't really have anything to say. Go ahead.
Perfect. You can thank Mom. You don't have to thank Dad. That's okay.
Yeah, thank you, Mom. And you're there. He's in the basement watching it. He's not even here. So.
I love it. I love it. Well, thanks again. Congratulations once again.
Awesome.
Looking forward to hearing or seeing you in a couple of weeks. I'm assuming you're coming out for tour finals, so it'll be awesome to see you there. And it's nice. It's nice having you on here and hearing you talk because Len doesn't normally let you get a word in, and you're a really well-spoken young lady. It's awesome having you on here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, anytime.
Well, I enjoyed this.
Thank you, Akira.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon.
See ya.
Awesome. She speaks so well.
It's blowing my mind that these are junior bowlers. That they're not even seniors. They're young teenagers. It's a great future for our game.
It's been a great podcast. Like I said, everybody's saying the right things and totally blowing me away with everything. And you know what? The next guest we got, he's blowing us away all year. So I want to make his head too big, but
no.
I
don't think you can. I don't think you can
so.
with this kid.
I don't think so. We only got 15 minutes, so I don't think it'd be impossible. It's not doable. So, but our next guest is our senior boys national champion from Manitoba, Colton Uswa. Hey, buddy.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good.
Hey, Colton, I'm Daryl. Daryl, nice to meet you. I don't know if we've ever met before, Colton.
Fist bump.
It's great having you on here, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to be here.
I feel like it's been a long time coming. Incredible season.
Thank you.
Yeah, nothing short of incredible.
Thank you.
Between Masters, the Open, the cash tournaments, it feels like we've known you forever, and we met in October.
Yeah.
And he just came in bursting on the scene, didn't he, at the Autumn Open? The big group of younger bowlers coming from out of town and playing, and then obviously Colton, you got some emotion when you're playing and you're shooting the shot and you're cheering in there. It's quickly you look over like, who is this? That's Colton. Where is he? Where's got his name on a show? So it was you came in guns blazing and you just continued going for the year. So it was fun to meet you early on and good to see you have the success you did. You well deserved to win the title this year for YBC.
Thank you.
For sure.
Yeah, I completely agree with everything Daryl said there. You have impressed from the start of the year. I feel very fortunate that we got to play on the same set at the Autumn Open for the 40s there.
Absolutely, man. That was amazing.
It was absolutely awesome. It was like the first real experience I've had being around you, and just watching you and the way you play your game. It's incredible, and it's not even just like the skill level. It's just the way you carry yourself. You play with tons of energy, but you do it in such a positive way. There's no negativity about you. You're a kind, respectful kid, and you throw a hell of a ball. And I think it's proven it in everything you've done this year. It's pretty awesome. Robert Gallagher agrees.
I know. I tell you what, Colton, you've definitely impressed. The Open, you played really well as well. Narrowly missing singles, and then you played unbelievably at Masters. That stretch was quite something there, and and obviously finished it up this season here. For somebody who just came on the scene, which I mean, really, you were probably on the scene before. COVID kind of shut that down for you.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Like, I honestly, the first time I played, I think it was 16s against you. It's like, I'm out of shape. I know I played the 16s many times. I was like, this kid's gonna blow his load and he's gonna be tired, and he did not. I was absolutely thoroughly impressed with that, right? And I think he came in fourth that game. Right?
Yes,
but,
yeah.
Hell of a season, man. And I don't know. We can go match by match. I know you shot your 330 something the last game to win the gold.
Yeah.
You kind of led the whole thing in your pods and whatnot. But what were your thoughts of the weekend?
In general, I was not happy with the way I played, like, at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had some good games, but I just couldn't find it. I couldn't get it going consistently. Like I would find it for one game or a few frames, and then it was gone again. I would adjust here, adjust there. I kept picking constantly, no matter where I played from. I moved from 7 boards right, and then I would go all the way to the far left 2-pin and play from the gutter, and I picked from absolutely everywhere. I just couldn't get it going. But it all worked out in the end, so it realistically doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Now, going into the tournament, Colton, did you feel, how was the preparation and the attitude? Obviously, you've had a really strong year. Did you feel like you were going in as the favorite? And
yes.
did that weigh on the pressure in a way
Absolutely.
that you were, talk
Absolutely,
about that a
because
bit.
like I don't mean to like this to sound cocky or anything, but like I feel like going in, everyone knew who I was. Everyone knew how good of a season I did have, so everyone wanted to beat me. So the pressure on me was a lot.
Yeah, that's the way it always works, right?
Yeah.
There's always a target on the people that are the perceived top dog, right?
Yeah.
But you held it together and you played good enough to win, and winning isn't always going to be, all roses. It's not always going to be easy wins. And sometimes that's a good lesson to learn too. Is that what, you may not have your A game. You may not be shooting 330s all the time.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you could grind out a match and throw a double to win your game, or
exactly.
You limit your punches, or if you do punch 3 times, you cover it up with a turkey. It gets a 250, and that's good enough for a win.
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't overly happy with the way I played, but I tried to train my mind. Said, so what? You shot 220. You won. It doesn't matter.
Right.
You won your game. You got your point. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. And then you get into the step ladder and you play the way we expect you to play.
Yeah. Like going into the last game of the step ladder, I played okay the game before. Like I picked 3 times and I had aces once. So, and I shot I think just under 250.
Yeah,
so
245 with 4.
I wasn't upset with that game because I found a line, and then I started off the gold medal match. I started double corner spared doubles, so I was zoned in. There was no way I was losing.
Yeah.
And was the energy level just as high as that we've come to see and expect? So for
Yeah.
that, in a national final, perhaps Jordan was a little bit outmatched in the energy side of things, and that's a talent. We've seen that some of the strong bowlers before, really really high energy, being able to keep it up and in a way intimidate their opponents.
Yeah.
Not that you're doing it intentionally. You're doing yourself, but it's just a product
Absolutely.
of what you're doing. Is that sometimes, oh boy, this, no matter what you're getting,
he's going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you find that your successes this year with the Open and Masters really helped you?
Absolutely. Yeah. Like just the whole season, right from the get-go, like right from the Autumn Open, I said, wow, like I think I'm gonna play the whole tour this year. I'm gonna do it this season. This is gonna be my season. I'm gonna put my name where it needs to be, and I think I accomplished that. So,
yeah.
What was it different playing with a bunch of adults the whole time and then playing with the kids? I mean,
absolutely.
And I'm not saying that as a bad thing, but it's a different mentality.
A whole different atmosphere, whole different mentality. It was a huge change, especially having 2 days to do it, from flying home from Masters and then flying 2 days later to YBC.
Yeah.
Very unique. There was a couple of you that did that, right? You know, Ryland did that from Alberta.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, that's 2 full weeks of bowling in totally different atmospheres and totally different tournaments that you have to, play for.
Yeah. We sit here and talk about practice and preparation, and you didn't have to worry too much about that because you're shooting 1400s for 4 at Masters, and then flying out. Your preparation's done.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Now, you got a group of people that you play with, obviously, out of, is it St. James, Winnipeg, or, coaches, mentors?
I play with Andrew Lamonaco lots. I play with Matt Rodich. He played Red Deer this year. He played very well.
He played very well, yeah.
I play with Justin a lot. And then coaching, Amanda and Mike are my biggest help.
Awesome. That's awesome.
At St. James.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to see that tournament is back too. I mean, I've obviously known Mike for a long time and playing the tournaments out there and look to play again. It's just so good for the community.
That was a great event too.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry, Colton.
No 400 the whole tournament. I'm gonna throw 400 against this guy.
I felt so bad with your parents standing behind me too. I was like, no.
We're talking about the Newfoundland girls and ladies and maybe how they're getting re-energized out there. Right. The Winnipeg scene is really doing well as well, just in general. I can't say anything below juniors. I don't know a whole lot, but the seniors right now, and the ones who just graduated are on fire. Right, they're very good, and good core. You see when people push each other, and then they all work together. Daryl brought that up, right, and then. They get a little bit of work and they try a little bit into the adult ranks and they try pushing each other, go and try new things. Yeah. It works, right? And you can see it. It's kind of the kind of the common theme this podcast, I guess you can say, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Yeah, it's worked out really well.
Surround yourself with a crew that are going to push each other.
Exactly.
You get one guy who makes the cut. Now all of you want to keep going and making the cut.
Exactly.
You're all Matthew and Andrew, like you said.
It is not about jealousy, right? It's about okay. You know what? It's you guys. I did it. Now it's your turn, right? It's about a team thing. It's about a work together instead of bringing somebody down. It's about bringing everybody together, right? So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Honestly,
there's a difference.
That was the first thing that I noticed with you guys in Calgary too. Is just how supportive you guys were of each other.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. It was really good.
Yeah.
So are you done YBC now?
Yeah.
You are? Okay.
Yeah.
So what does next year look like for you? We play in all the events? We tour membership?
I'm gonna play. I'm gonna buy a tour membership this year. I didn't buy one this year because but I'm playing club tour as well. So
nice.
Awesome. Yeah, really looking forward to seeing you out there for that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And now, correct me, but I believe you're pro league as well.
Yes.
You are awesome. Part of the St. James Snowmen.
Yes.
In the pro league team, which is a solid team coming out of there playing. So looking forward to.
Absolutely, yeah.
Snowmen are looking for 8 points. Is that all? Is that what kind of a subliminal
8 points.
thing?
Yeah, 8 points or 8 baggers.
Okay. All right. Let's see how that works. All right.
I love the name. I think it's great. Yeah.
I think it's good. I like the ones. I like the names coming out for it, and I'm just glad. I'm glad Winnipeg has a team or two in, right? So
yeah, well, Winnipeg's got 2 teams, and it's like you said before, the community of Winnipeg coming back and playing and being involved. It's only going to make it better. We saw the recent 100%. Announcement that the Manitoba is putting a full contingent into the Open this year.
Super exciting.
It's great to see.
Awesome.
And there's a gap, that missed out, but. Get back and play and start shooting. And, Pro League, I know, is inspiring some of the older guys to get back and play too. So hopefully they can do Masters and Open and whatever it is that they all choose to play. So
it's the right gap, I think. The right gap is coming up now. to make that change. I think we're
Yeah.
strongly believe in that. So, yeah. Yeah. So I guess any other thoughts on your season here, Colton, other than just absolutely killing it?
Honestly, I don't think I could have asked for a better season.
No.
And winning at the end for YBC Gold was just
a good cap on it.
I couldn't have asked for more, honestly.
Yeah.
And-
well deserved.
Thank you.
I do have to apologize. There was a rumor out there, and it is true. You are relatives of Ryan O'Callahan, so I do have to apologize for that. So,
yeah, that is it's very unfortunate, actually.
Didn't he go from your uncle to your cousin? You always said that he was your uncle, and then it turns out he's actually your cousin.
Yeah.
yeah. Funny how that
I think
works.
it's cool, like you said, you capped a year off with a YBC singles goal. If you started the season and you set a goal for yourself, that's the goal, right? Is the YBC singles goal. Everything else is bonus. But you know what?
Exactly.
As you start getting the train and the engine to roll and you go to the Autumn Open and you make the cut and you have a big success, you start doing all these things. And really, at the end of the day, the end goal is the YBC singles goal, right?
Exactly.
Everything else is bonus.
The whole year was bonus. Like seriously, all I said at the end of the season, because I had one provincials to go to nationals COVID year as well, so I missed out on that year. And then coming into this year, all I said to myself is, "You're winning YBC Gold. That's it."
Yeah, and check, right? And that's the thing. That's the one that you'll remember for all of your. You'll remember the great seasons you had, but you'll remember that you finished your YBC career winning seniors gold.
Yeah,
that's
what a great. Another great mindset there. That's a great.
So, if you're setting goals for this season, what is your goal for this season coming up?
Honestly, probably tour finals.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Definitely attainable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to buy a tour membership first, so yeah.
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. Thanks for the reminder.
All right. All right, thanks Colton for coming on.
Guys. I appreciate
Once again, great season, not just the YBC Nationals.
Thank you so much.
You're definitely a leader on the youth circuit there. So thanks for everything. Being a
Thanks,
leader.
guys.
I honestly think he's a leader as an adult out there too.
Yeah.
Just the way you carry yourself and just the way you play the game, you're going to be great for Winnipeg and Manitoba for a long time. So.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, looking forward to competing against you.
Perfect. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah. I feel like we're Power Rangers. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Congratulations
All right,
once again.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a funny story there with that, because we were at the Masters Nationals and Dwayne Gilardi, and we did this like handshake. Hey, bud, what's going on? How are you? And Colton was right there, and I swear, I'm sure we locked eyes for at least 5 seconds. And then I just put my fist out to knuckle bump him, and dude walked right by me, and I was like, "What?" it was the funniest thing. So I think I said it on the live stream that if anybody talks to Colton out there, let him know the DB is mad.
So before we sign off, I know we couldn't get everybody on tonight. We only had 2 hours, 15-minute segments, and it wasn't. I'm choosing people over other people. So I do want to acknowledge I don't have time to do all the trios or the combo teams or all that, but I will acknowledge that the main event doubles winners and singles winners we didn't have on. So the Bantam boys winners for doubles was from Hypertension Escape Lanes Dawson Creek, another 5PL team. Awesome. Hunter and Caleb, they won gold. Bantam boys Bantam boys singles champion came all the way from Summerside Bowling Lanes in PEI. Chase Cotton, congratulations, Chase. Bantam girl singles from Anik Lanes in Gatineau, Naomi Deneau Campbell, congratulations, Naomi. Bantam girls doubles team was all the way from Maison Lanes in Gatineau, Lorianne and Leanna. Congratulations, guys, on that. And Bantam boys team, I already mentioned that. Bantam girls team, mentioned that. And junior girls team was from Newfoundland, Labrador, Center Bowl from Corner Brook Lanes, Brooklyn, and Sasha. Congratulations on that.
Awesome.
Yeah. So congratulations, guys.
We're in good hands out there. The country is doing well in 5-pin bowling. Obviously, the competitive side of things. So keep playing these events. You know, the more you do, the hopefully the more recognition you get and the more success you have. So
yeah, honestly, after COVID and stuff, I think we're all a little bit concerned as to what we were going to be looking at coming out of COVID and going into these events, and you know who's playing and who's not, and what numbers are going to be like. And it looks pretty incredible across the board, and everyone seems pretty optimistic, and we're having record numbers all over the place in certain things, and it's just so great to see our youth playing as well as they are in these really major, big situations, and doing it like they're seasoned vets, even after having to lose 2 seasons, playing like the pros. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. And thanks, Tim, for lining this up, buddy. Obviously, you're so well connected to the bowlers across the country and all the events and all the things that you do. So thanks, buddy, for setting it up and inviting and organizing the schedule and planning all that. So
I love it.
Without having you setting and being the liaison, we wouldn't be as successful. So well done.
I enjoy it. So I definitely enjoyed having the kids on. I think it was great to see it, and definitely amazed me with some of their answers.
Yeah, you know what? out of everybody, they all, none of them seemed all that nervous. The one that like you could hear the nervousness in her voice was Natalie.
Yeah,
they all spoke so well, and it was awesome. Natalie was the only one, like she spoke great, but she sounded nervous. Though the kids are like whatever podcast.
Old hat. But that's the product.
It's awesome. It's great.
They bowl in all these adult tournaments, or you should be, and it just becomes normalized.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fun.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Awesome. Congratulations to all the winners, all the ones we had on, all the ones that we unfortunately didn't have on. Looking forward to great careers for all of you. It's been fantastic having you guys on.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Right on.
Thanks, guys.
We're on commercials and we're calling it a day. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in.
Thank you.
Go for a walk.